The skies are on the edge of a quiet but massive shift, and most people haven't noticed it yet. While airlines struggle with rising fuel costs, political pressure, and shrinking margins, Airbus is reportedly preparing a move that could completely redraw the balance of power in commercial aviation. It's called the A390, and according to growing industry chatter, this aircraft isn't just another jet. It's a calculated response to years of frustration, missed opportunities, and one very specific rival that Airbus is tired of chasing. For years, one question has lingered in the background of aviation circles. What comes after the A380? The world's largest passenger jet was both a technological marvel and a commercial headache. Airlines loved the capacity, but hated the costs. When production ended, many assumed Airbus had walked away from the ultra-large aircraft segment for good. But insiders suggest that wasn't the full story. Instead of abandoning the idea, Airbus may have been quietly rethinking it, stripping away the inefficiencies and rebuilding the concept around what airlines actually want today. That's where the A390 reportedly enters the picture. According to reports circulating among analysts and suppliers, the A390 is rumored to be a twin-engine aircraft derived from the massive A380 airframe. That alone would be a bold move. Turning a four-engine giant into a fuel-efficient twin sounds almost reckless, yet Airbus has done something similar before. The A340, once criticized for its 4 engines, ultimately gave rise to the highly successful A330. That transformation taught Airbus a valuable lesson. Size isn't the problem, inefficiency is, and this time the demand is real. Major carriers, especially long-haul specialists like Emirates, have been pushing hard for a large aircraft that doesn't burn fuel like a relic from another era. They want range, they want capacity, and above all, they want efficiency. The rumored A390 is said to answer that call, offering space for up to 450 passengers while flying beyond 8,000 nautical miles. If true, that would place it squarely in a gap that no aircraft currently fills. And that's where things start to get uncomfortable for Boeing's 777X was supposed to dominate this space. On paper, it still might. But years of delays, certification issues, and shifting airline priorities have weakened its momentum. The longer it takes to enter service, the more room Airbus has to maneuver. Reports suggest the A390 could be developed in as little as 4 to 5 years, an unusually fast timeline for an aircraft of this scale. If Airbus pulls that off, it wouldn't just be launching a new plane. It would be beating Boeing to the punch in a segment Boeing once claimed as its own. What makes the A390 especially intriguing is how it reflects the industry's changing mindset. Airlines are no longer chasing prestige through sheer size. They're chasing flexibility. A twin-engine design means lower maintenance costs, better fuel burn, and fewer regulatory hurdles on long over-water routes. Combined with newer composite materials, the aircraft is rumored to be significantly lighter than anything comparable. Less weight means fewer emissions. And fewer emissions mean political goodwill in a world that's increasingly hostile to polluters. That's not an accident. Its strategy sustainability isn't just a buzzword here. The aviation industry is under intense pressure from governments and passengers alike, and Airbus knows it. The A390 is reportedly designed from day one to operate with sustainable aviation fuels. With future compatibility for hybrid or hydrogen technologies already being studied, Airbus isn't just selling a plane. It's selling airlines a future-proof asset in a market where regulations are tightening faster than profits are growing. And that forward-thinking approach could be one of its biggest weapons. Step inside the aircraft, at least based on what's being hinted at, and the strategy becomes even clearer. Airbus has long bet on passenger experience as a differentiator, and the A390 reportedly pushes that philosophy even further. A wider, quieter cabin, larger windows, smarter lighting that adapts to time zones, improved air quality to reduce fatigue on ultra-long flights. These aren't flashy gimmicks. They're subtle upgrades that passengers actually feel, even if they can't always explain why one flight feels better than another. And airlines notice when passengers notice. The cockpit, meanwhile, is rumored to represent a leap towards semi-autonomous operations. Advanced fly-by-wire systems, augmented reality displays, and AI-assisted decision tools are said to reduce pilot workload while improving situational awareness. This isn't about replacing pilots. It's about helping them manage increasingly complex airspace more safely and efficiently. In an era of pilot shortages and rising training costs, that matters more than ever. But what happens next is where things get really interesting. Connectivity is no longer optional. Business travelers expect to work at 40,000 feet, like they're in an office. The A390 is expected to feature high-bandwidth satellite systems capable of handling video calls, streaming, and real-time data without interruption. For airlines, that transforms flight time into usable time, especially on routes lasting 14 hours or more. And once passengers experience that level of connectivity, it's hard to go back. Comfort brings them on board. Connectivity keeps them loyal. Then there's propulsion. Reports suggest Airbus is working closely with engine manufacturers like Rolls-Royce and GE on a new generation of ultra-efficient engines. These engines are rumored to use advanced ceramic composites, ultra-thin fan blades, and designs optimized for lower noise and emissions. The goal isn't just power, it's longevity, fewer maintenance cycles, longer service intervals, lower lifetime costs. For airlines operating on razor-thin margins, that kind of efficiency can mean the difference between profit and loss. And Airbus knows it. But the A390 isn't just about Boeing. There's another pressure building quietly in the background. China's COMAC is moving faster than many expected, rolling out aircraft designed to reduce dependence on Western manufacturers. Russia's UAC is doing the same. While these competitors aren't yet threatening Airbus globally, they're chipping away at regional dominance. Airbus can't afford to stand still while new players learn and improve. The A390, in that sense, is also a defensive move, reinforcing Airbus's technological lead before others can close the gap. Asterisk still. Nothing about this project is guaranteed. Airbus faces serious challenges ahead. Supply chains remain fragile. Advanced composites and electronics are difficult to source consistently. Any disruption could delay production or inflate costs. Airlines, meanwhile, are cautious. High interest rates, fuel price swings, and uncertain demand make massive investments risky. Airbus will have to convince carriers that the A390 isn't just impressive, but necessary. And that's not an easy sell in today's climate. Politics adds another layer of risk. Trade tensions between the US and the EU have flared before, and aircraft have often been caught in the crossfire. Tariffs could make Airbus jets less competitive in the American market, handing Boeing a home field advantage. For a program as ambitious as the A390, losing access to US airlines would be a serious setback. Airbus knows this, and any misstep could have consequences far beyond the balance sheet. Yet, despite all of that, the message behind the A390 is unmistakable. Airbus isn't reacting out of fear. It's acting out of intent. This aircraft represents